What is up, everybody? Kaladesh is just around the corner, but we have one more Legacy Cube event to get through before it drops on us at the end of the week. I'm Dennis from Windmill Slam, and I'm very happy to be here. I missed last week because of a disastrous sickness, which is still spreading through my lungs a little bit, so if I do cough occasionally, I apologize profusely. But until then, the deck that I'm having the most fun with this time, in this iteration of the Legacy Cube, is Ramp. So, go away, Windows. What I think I'm going to take here is probably the Caryatid. Now, defensible picks include Dismiss, Rabble Master, that kind of thing, but I think I want the Caryatid because the Caryatid goes in a mono green giant ramp deck, but it also goes in like a Banty value deck or like a green white ramp deck. It's just a really nice card to start off the draft, I think. A good one to follow it up is this Arbor Elf. Good ramp targets are Frost Titan if you're in blue. It's a great thing to get out nice and early. Same with Cloud Goat. I have a special fondness for Cloud Goat Ranger, but I think it's a pretty clear Arbor Elf to stick with our ramp plan right now. I'm going to close Chrome because Windows has this thing today where it just keeps thinking Chrome is malware, and it keeps shutting it down. It's really annoying. Here, I think I would like... I mean, Fauna Shaman's good in a ramp deck, I guess. That's you, if you've, flooded out in your L's, lets you ditch one of them to go get an, Terrastodon or something. So that's probably pretty good. I've never actually done it in a ramp deck, but it seems like it would be perfect. Not too worried about the Chrome thing. I'm actually leaving rather soon to go to GP London, where... Oh, that's a good ramp target. So is this, but I want the Bailoff thing. GP London to go to... Yeah, the GP, where Channel Fireball are asking us to do a live version of the game show as part of the event. So if you are heading to GP London, I will hopefully run into you there. That would be a lot of fun. If you're not, Windmill Slam will still be producing all of our normal content here and on our own channel. Just a nice little different little spice of life there that we get to do a little live show. It should be fun. And plus, it'll be my first ever GP. Never actually been to a GP, despite having been playing for years now. Living in Ireland is not very conducive to going to high-level tournaments. I'm going to take a chord here. I think it seems pretty clear. I love this card. Try to keep an eye out for some, especially if we get a Lotus cover, but generally speaking, try to keep an eye out for some fetch lands, that kind of thing. Genesis Wave is a great high-level ramp card. Now, for Genesis Wave, you want to have like a Raphellos or a Mirari's Wake or something to make that X equal 13 or 15 or whatever. That's what's really, or a Nykthos perhaps. Nykthos is really good in ramp decks, in the mono green variants of this deck. You can often get your devotion up to 6 or 7. And then if you get if Voyaging Satyr, you untap the Nykthos, boom, you're going off. We can class you pretty early. All you do is give things haste though. I'm not excited about that. Mindbender is not a terrible ramp target. I mean, it's difficult to emerge because of the black, but you can just cast it for 8. Green Worm of Marasa is a great ramp target because it's a Eternal Witness that it's a double Eternal Witness that just beats down. I don't know what's wrong with my plugin or something. I guess I must have a driver installed wrong or something because I don't see anybody else having this issue with the art on Magic Online. It seems to be just me. This just doesn't load for like a lot of cards, or in this case, just these 2 green cards, it seems. But they're different errors. Like this one's just grey, whereas this one is the background of the green card. Really strange. I've tried uninstalling and reinstalling the client, and it has not fixed it, so I don't know what's going on there. Pretty reasonable start to the draft here, and we need like an Avengers Zendikar or an Eldrazi Titan or something, and then just much more ramp down this end. But we've started on both halves of the deck, which is kind of what you want. You don't want to take all the ramp cards and find you nothing to go to, or take the ramp payoff without the ramp cards either. But ramp is a nice little fun deck to play, and I think you have the time to play it in Legacy Cube, whereas you might not in Holiday Cube. People are doing much more broken things. I'm probably going with Gaddock T. Seems terrible for our Court of Calling and Genesis Wave. I don't particularly want Sylvan Advocate, as good as that card is. It's not great if you're ramping because you're not getting lands out to make it a 4/5. I guess I'll take a Reflector Mage, because if I end up in Bant, maybe I play it. You know, simple as. Same with Cloud Goat. I like Cloud Goat better than Geist, I think. Thinks we can just play. That's good. The reason I end up in Bant a lot is because you have a lot of powerful white and blue cards that ETB and come in early, but you also have Noble Hierarch, which just fixes your mana so gloriously. Umbrella Rice is pretty scary, but looks like nobody's in Reanimator. Ranger of Yos. I mean, that would just fetch Elves, which is fine, but playing all your Elves out on turn 5 is a little late, little bit too late. Great card in this deck is also the Garrick. I think it's Wild Speaker, the Garrick that untaps lands. Really good if you have an Overgrown Battlement or a Nykthos or something. Great for Devotion too, because I think he's triple green, or at least double green. Oh, he's not triple green. The triple green is the one that makes beasts. Well, a lot of them make beasts, but the triple green is one of the pluses to make beasts, to remember correctly. I can never remember the different names of the different Garricks, so I remember them by their abilities and costs, mostly. Hornet Queen's a nice top end as well. It's a great card to have up here because it's just a little bit more resilient than one big fatty. Indring Stompowder is a card you like to have in the deck, but I think I just want Eternal Witness. Obviously, it's not an amazing card to cast on turn 3, but it's just such a good card. Oh, I mean, Angel actually is a really good ramp target too. You can Chord for it. You can Genesis Wave for it. I probably want the Angel actually. Might wheel that. Now, Angel is tough to cast without planes. Honestly, like, you can Chord and Genesis Wave for it. That's true. But at this point, we might just play green-white because we have the things we can cast off white as well. So just putting some planes in our deck isn't the end of the world. Now, you do need triple white for the Angel. But at the same time, Caryata makes white. If we get an Allison's Pilgrim, that makes white. Like I said earlier, Noble Hierarch makes white. So it might be okay. Harmonize is a great card in this deck. Great card. I'll be taking it. We need more ramp. Definitely need more ramp. Pardon the squeaky chair. Here we have a couple of options. We could always take this Garrick, but I'm not overexcited about him. The real options are Nasty Terasti, which is a great ramp target, or you have My Elder, who doesn't really ramp. He goes and gets you lands. Wasn't let you play them any earlier. Now you play an elf on turn 1, you play My Elder on turn 2, you sack it, you go get your lands. You're kind of fixing your plays for the rest of the game. But I think Terasti is a decent enough ramp target that I think I can take it here. I'm growing a tiny bit concerned about the lack of actual ramp spells, but hopefully we'll be able to pick some up. Nissa or Sakura Tribuilder. I mean, Nissa will flip some percentage of the time. She's a good late game draw as well in that case. Sakura Tribuilder is actually just rampant growth though. I think I want that more. The card I want here is probably Reflecting Pool. Helps us with our planes if we do end up trying to just cast this. I mean, Wolf here is actually pretty good mid-rangey target. Maybe I just want that more. I think I might just want that more actually. Just something to cast on turn 3 ideally. I think I want Chromatic Lantern here. It just taps for mana, which is nice, but it also does let us do this very easily. Even lets us extend a Mindbender. So yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with that. Also, Deep Shadow is not something I'm hugely interested in because it makes colorless mana for us. I mean, I guess it makes black for this, but it essentially makes mana we can't use. and still pings us for it. So Chromatic Lantern's a little bit more my speed there, I think. Nykthos I'm very interested in. I looked at Oran Viper and I was like, haha, I'm happy, but Nykthos is ideal with all of these green cards. Need to keep that in mind a little bit now. I'm picking up green stuff. Could the 3 and 4 drops up, but what? Oof. Wonderful Promise, I think, has to be. No, that lets us actually kind of just cut the Angel and just have these as our top end. These two and the Mind Bender and stuff. We'll see how it goes, though. But that Utopia Sprawl going that late and this Primus going that late indicates to me that we are not being pushed out of the ramp deck. It's just that it's not really presenting itself to us so far, which should mean, theoretically, that we should get some good stuff in Pack 3. I mean, Shaman, we can technically hit Fetch Lances and stuff. I'm probably just going to say the Stomp Pillar because there's a lot of good artifacts and Shamans in the cube. Same thing makes Trigon Predator really good, but I don't think we're playing it. We wield the Elder, which is nice. I will play that. Now you have to sack it to get the effect, but, you know, until then, the double green is nice for Nykthos. That's really good. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this, I think. It's not amazing or anything, but it's solid. And last pick, Chameleon Colossus, which actually, if you have a good bit of mana, is pretty potent because it's a 4/4. You pay 4, it becomes an 8/8. You can pay 4, it becomes a 16/16. You pay 4, it becomes a 32/32, which is no joke, but I don't think it needs to start in the main. BOP is OP, so to speak. I'm happy to pick that up. That is just great. Birds O Paradise. I'm very happy to see that there. And it's just a slam, I think. A windmill slam, so to speak. Followed up with something less exciting. Seething Written seems like a good ramp card. It's like Genesis Waiting for 8. It seems really good. I'm not often going to have the Ferocious, but that's alright. We might sometimes. That seems pretty good in the deck, actually, honestly. Library is pretty good. Thron is pretty good. I think I want the Thron more. Yeah. Shaman of the Forgotten Ways or Bloom Tender. For each color printing control mana, collecting mana pool. So at the very least, it's 2 mana. Elf. Oh, do I want Devoted Druid more? I think I might. Devoted Druid might be better. Probably Wield the Bloom Tender. With the Blood Crypt art, I think that is. But Devoted Druid is great. That's really good. I love that card. Sweet Design. Lotus Cobra, get in. Is that better than Nature's Lore? Probably. I guess I could play Temple Garden. Lotus Cobra and Rampaging Bailouts means that now we take, I mean it's late in the pack, obviously it's way late in the draft, but now we grab any fetches that fetch forests. Strictly speaking, I don't think we need this Angel anymore, but between Chromatic Lantern and stuff, and this, we got a good shot just being able to cast the thing some percentage of the time. But we can also core Genesis Wave or see the Unwritten it. Now if we draw it, that's awkward, but eventually we'll hit the lands to be able to play it. I think we'll probably chuck that Temple Garden in for good measure. Not interested in any of these. Oh man, Reanimator's going around. I love that deck too. Big fan of that deck. Now, is our deck just better if I cut the Angel and play Chameleon Colossus instead? It might be. Might just be better like that. Ooh, Tooth and Nail. Awesome. We have all the great fetching creature cards, but we don't have a lot of the great payoff. Like, Woodfall Promise is good and Terastodon's great, but we don't have Craterhoof, which is the real dream. But you know, we got some good stuff to get, I think. Probably don't need this Fallen Shaman with that much of the stuff in our deck. We probably don't need that Fallen Shaman. I quite like this deck. I think it worked out pretty okay. I would have loved an Eldrazi in description or a Great rough. But as it sits, I think this is fine. If we whiff on hitting any of our stuff, we can always just dump mana into Comedian Colossus. That's fine. Stomp Howler is strong because it hits certain things. I know it hits a good few things. Song of Resurrection. I should just play that as removal. Over what though? It would probably be Stomp Howler or Thron. Maybe it's better than Thron. It's a little worse than Nykthos, but Nykthos is going to be big as it is. Yeah, we can dump our mana into Comedian Colossus, but Index Stomp Howler is just good casting turn 5, but it's also a good thing to Tooth and Nail or Court of Calling or Genesis Wave into because it's got that little toolbox effect where you can go and get it when you need it. Now, Fauna Shaman plays into that, but I just think it does it worse than all of these cards do. So, I'm going to leave it out, I think. Now, we don't have the potential to do a gigantic Genesis Wave, to be honest. Like, ooh, Shaman's good. Shaman's really good. He taps for 2. You just tap for 1. But you can only cast creatures. I think I want the Bloom Tender more. Because it casts our fetchy spells. And then I think I probably don't want the Finks. Oh no, I want that. I don't want the Finks. Like, Finks is fine. And Finks actually does make Bloom Tender a lot better, honestly, but I still think this is just fine as an elf. And then maybe we play Temp. We certainly play Nykthos. Don't think we actually play Temple Garden. Play 16 first with Nykthos, and I think we call it a day on that one. Straight into round 1, and we have a pretty okay hand here, I think. I think I can keep this. This lets us hit our See the Unwritten early-ish. On the draw, especially. Ooh, the mirror match. And if we play Lotus Scope, turn 2, on turn 3 we'll have 4 mana. Whereas if we play Bloom Tender, we'll have 4 mana anyway, so I might as well just play the Bloom Tender because that's less contingent on this stuff. I'm concerned about my opponent's deck and where it's the better version of ours. Edric, eh? That makes me want to play the Cobra, because the Cobra can just block Edric. And I think it's a fine trade-off. You know, see, we can just cast a lot of the time. And if we cast it, I think we can have a good shot of hitting something pretty spicy off of it. Of course, after we've done it, we can Scream Ward in the back, and then we cast it and we get 2 things, and we're getting pretty deep into our deck at that stage. Oh, I can't even block this. I've got to get Exalted. Yeah, no blocks. That sucks. That's really bad. Oh boy. Oh boy. That was just no good. Okay, 5 mana next turn, which we can't do very much with. Oh, yeah, I think we're just kind of getting rolled this game. Opponent's deck has more of a mid-range vibe to it, so they do just put a lot of pressure on us a little early. Now, if we can stabilize, I think we can certainly have some pretty grindy cards in our hand. I think we can win the game in the long run. But might not be the easiest thing in the world. That's fine. That doesn't really do much. I'm happy with that. Oh, that's annoying. Ah, joke's on you, we weren't casting anything this turn anyway. The next turn probably do just cast C and hope we hit something good, and then after that we cast Green Warden and cast C again. And then after that we cast the Mindbender. Oh boy, our opponent just got a better version of our deck. Now, like I said, I'm not sure if they were in our draft pod because it's the league, but they've played a lot of very similar cards, the ones we have, but no actual copies of the cards we have, so it's very viable that they were in our pod, especially because it's the last day of the Legacy Cube, so the queue was pretty slow to fire and things like that, so it looks like they were just having a better version of our deck. But they're playing blue as well. And now they're playing something gigantic. If it's Crater Hoof, I think we lose. Compulsive Research, that's a weird one. That's a weird inclusion. This card you only really want in like Storm or something, I think. Frantic Search more so, but Compulsive Research is still an odd card to include, I think. Just a weird draw spell to have in your deck. Oh boy. Okay, so opponent's going pretty wide here, which means you need to hit something pretty special off our See the Unwritten. Because just casting Green Warden is certainly not enough. If he pays for the Hermit and just crashes into us with everything, I think we just die. Let's see. Well, we hit all of our good stuff, which is good and bad. Mostly bad. I think we need to hit the Trasty and blow up our own lands to survive. We're at 11 and these things attack for 8 by themselves. Now we can block all of those at least. Obviously that set us back a huge way in terms of mana, but we were just dead otherwise. Gaia's Cradle means that the Rage Hermit basically pays for itself, which is nice. Opponent's got a lot of mana stuck in his upkeep now, though, that has nothing to do with it. Maybe better off just paying with normal mana and leaving up. Oh, big new Nissa. Oh, I think we're dead anyway now. Because it's still on block 4 things. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We are dead. If our opponent so chooses. Just stack with everything. Listen, we're not recovering from this. We're down to 2 lands. We're not recovering from this board state. I don't think there's anything I can set in. We're in a monocolored deck, so we have like 3 and a bit options. I think we just have to bite the bullet and hope we draw a little better. Hope our opponent draws a little worse. Our opponent's deck is certainly better than ours. I think that's a given, looking at them perform against each other, but I think we can sneak out a win, maybe. Not with that hand, though. If we get lucky with this one, maybe. Scry land to the bottom and hit some gas. Oh, you're great. Get on top. Okay. Wish I had those. Alright, casting Green Warden for nothing is not something I'm interested in doing, so I would like to hit a See the Unwritten or something. Or a Tooth and Nail or something coming up soon. Tooth and Nail isn't bad because you go get 2 things in your hand with Tooth and Nail, you play the Green Warden, you get the Tooth and Nail back, and by then you can entwine it. And then once you've entwined it, you still have a bunch of gas in your hand, which is nice. We can also just draw Terraston or something and Tooth and Nail that, if we draw that as well. Just hit them straight onto the battlefield. Pretty early. Oh god, that is a card I would have loved to have had. Yeah, our opponent sniped us. I didn't realize how badly we were being cut during the draft, but it's evidently pretty badly. We can play that next turn, which is pretty good. But then we'll have no lands left to use it, but that means that all the lands we draw are good draws, so that's something. Well, Frellis is actually just another land we're off at the moment. So much more mana than we have. His deck is just a better version of ours. It's a little bit humiliating, actually. Oh, that's okay. That's not so bad. Oh, boy. Hermit Guy's Cradle is very potent. Very potent indeed. Our fellow's really not putting in work this game for our opponent, which I'm not upset about, but just interesting to note that normally such an explosive card is much less good, much less good when you play just a blue-green deck instead of a mono-green deck. Oh god. Is the opponent gonna lock us out of the game? I honestly don't know that we can beat that. I could do at least get a 4/4 from the land, which is not nothing. Yeah. You can still play that too, that's good. Triggers this again as well, which is nice. But opposition is generally speaking a pretty hard lock. Yeah, I wish we'd built the blue-green opposition deck rather than our deck, but you know, you roll with the punches sometimes. Alright, okay. Not generally speaking worth it to do it during our turn, especially not in a Sakura builder. A little weird for our opponent to tap things like that during our turn, but if he has got so many expendable things, I guess he might as well. I have to use another one to tap this down, otherwise I eat a squirrel. And then you really don't have anywhere near the amount of land destruction you would like to have. Now, if he plays another big token-producing creature here, like if he plays Avenger, I think I just concede. That's close. I really don't know how I'm supposed to win this game, honestly. I have a window now to draw tooth and nail. Yeah, it's like our worst possible draw. I'm actually gonna play Green Warden and go get Sakura Tribal there. Which I'm not happy about at all, obviously. Alright, forbid, I'm out of here. We got rolled that game by a much better deck. Let's see if we can do better in round 2. Round 2, we would love to play first. Let's see if we can't get something going here. No. What? Oh my god, I just misclicked and clicked keep by accident. I meant to click mulligan. Alright, well, let's see if we can roll with it. I mean, if we hit a land, we're kind of going somewhere with the Elder. If we had an elf in that time, we're going somewhere even better. But boy, did I not mean to click on that. That was embarrassing. Frankly, very, very embarrassing. Nice. Okay, that helps a little bit. Play turn 3, play the Elder. Turn 4, we sack the Elder. Blah, blah, blah. If we draw a land before then, probably just harmonize on turn 4, actually. If we hit a land here, I'm just going to harmonize, I think. Opponent moving to discard step. Cool. Good news for us. I'm going to attack first, I suppose. Yeah. To drop. Oh, close. I mean, we couldn't have hit anything with that anyway. Move to discard step. Yeah, I think that. Nice, very nice draw. I may convoke out an elf here so we can cast See the Unwritten next turn. Our opponent's obviously whiffing incredibly hard. Indrik Stompellers actually looks like it's going to be pretty good in this matchup. I kind of wish I hadn't put it in the bin, but if our opponent still isn't playing lands, we're in pretty nice shape. I imagine through this ponder though they have to hit one. Be pretty unlikely not to. I suppose they didn't. I'm going to go and get Sylvan Caryatid, I think. If we draw a land here, I might just play the bailouts, actually. It's kind of more pressure. Yeah, I think I'm just do that. Yeah. I think just See the Unwritten much better as well, because you get to hit 2 things off of it. But obviously, if your opponent hasn't played their third land by turn 6, your game's kind of a free roll anyway. I'm not getting any upset chat messages. Yeah, there we go. So, non-game in game 1 there. Saw some weird cards there. We have a deck that it seems to be mono blue, but runs Ponder and Duplicate. It's like, oh, I got like a control-y kind of deck, that's fine. But then he's running Loxodon Warhammer, so maybe he's got like an artifact thing going. I don't really know. I'm a little bit confused about it, if I'm honest. Hopefully we'll get to see more of the deck in game 2. Be hard not to, really. Quite like this hand. I'm going to keep it. We don't quite have a lot of potency for Nykthos. There's a couple of draws that give us that, and we can play Wolf here at turn 4 at the worst. And if we just Song of Dryad something early, that's really good because it bumps up our devotion as well. Nice draw. Nice draw. That actually lets us pump out Wolf here next turn. Pretty nicely. Don't even have to untap it. Just play him. Wolf here pairs rather well with this, actually. You can hit me with that all you want, I don't care. That lets this hit us, and that's fine. But it lets us use this many times next turn, which is glorious. Now we do need to hit something to go, you know, like a Genesis Wave or something to do big with it, but please hit a land, Lotus Cover, that's fine, didn't want to draw that. If we don't have nothing to do, I'll just stick this on here and attack for 1 million. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Attack for 12. Opponent can easily Wrath this here, which would be bad, but we'll just Green Warden back or Wolf here, and then we're kind of off again. Can't do anything this turn, unfortunately. Joke's on you, no targets. Nice. Overpaid for that was. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. Delays us a little bit, but not by a ton. Crunch. Three is awfully low. Yeah, I don't think so. Next time I think we can play Wolf here at the same time too, pretty easily. Because he adds 2 green. I wish I had Perennial Titan. Perennial Titan Rampaging Bailout off is really potent. Plus, same with Avengers and the card. Considering that we didn't see any of those cards, it makes me really feel like we actually were getting more cut than I realized. Especially if our get round one opponent was actually in our pod, which they very well may have been. What are you doing? What do you have here? All right. I'm going to circumvent you a little bit here, my friend. Bond this with the birds. Just try to smash you with them. So I'm just going to bond the silver heart with the birds. And then crash in. Oh no. Ow. Alright, well. I still need to do something about this. We have 9 mana here with Nicholas. That's 9. That's 10. That's 11. Really? And of course, this is a problem. But again, we can just kind of bash through that with the Green Warden. Uh-oh. Is the opponent going off? Is he storming out? No, he's just stealing a guy with Dragon of Silver. Well, that's really bad. Now I need to draw something. Scorcher Builder's not that. Look, I cast this. He counters it. He didn't counter it, he forgot to counter it. Okay. Cool. In that case, we're gonna go get Terrastal on just into my vendor, just to get that last card out of his hand. It only happens if you merge it. Whoops. Oh well. Oh, let's see if I can stick. If our opponent can stay alive around this. Everyone forgot to use Glenlender, it seems. I was planning on just having them counter it and then hoping to just draw See the Inwritten or Genesis Wave or something and do that instead, but oh, Damnation would be really annoying here actually. Duplicate. I think it's a 9/9. I think that's pretty good. It's pretty darn good. If I attack with these, use 4 blockers. He eats all my elephants and jumps here. It's not good. Go ahead. I need to draw more gas. Get my opponent stop top decking gas. Oh my god. Crux of Fate is insane here because he uses Dragon Lord. Which he took, and he's going to cast next turn. What is the exiled card? Huh! God, that got away from us. Cannot afford to draw another land, so. Good God. Yeah, we're done. We're not winning this game. Man, that was annoying. God. Alright, it happens. Let's see if we can't execute in this game 3. Wraths do kind of wreck our deck really hard. Really hard, actually. Let's go. Oh, God. Sure. I didn't realize this didn't do it. It didn't cast for its merge cost. Or, sorry, no, it is not. Yeah, it's not need to do it. It's a cast thing. Ugh. I mean, we can't just cast it for 8. It's not out of the question. And your opponent get a little unlucky again because our start is for. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Today may not be my day. I think that's pretty clear. Our deck isn't very good. I've come down off it. I haven't played with it now. It's not as good as I would have liked. I was reasonably happy with it coming out of the draft, but it's clear that it's lacking a lot of punch. Oof, go ahead. I figured that house was better than the average 6 on the play, but that was contingent on us having the Stewie App Milder in our hand, which we no longer do. Oh, that's good. Can't cast it. No targets. Savage Infiltrator. Uh-oh. You gotta go. Sometimes things just don't go your way, and I feel like today might be one of those days for us. That's alright. Perhaps we could have drafted better. We probably could have drafted a little better. Maybe I tunnel. Oh, that's really bad. Maybe I tunnel vision a little bit too hard on the old ramp deck. Just playing the 4/4. Say go. Oh, I'm an idiot. It's not even a Mabel. It destroys our Song Drives. It gives back this thing. Oh my god. I'm so off today. Holy crap. Oh my god. Yeah, ow. Good lord. That was straight stupid of me. Straight up just very stupid. Really? Fencer? I think we may be done here. We can't cast this now through the Glenelender, although our opponent did forget last time. But they won anyway. So if we can't do that, I don't know how we win. Coming across is really salty today. I'm sorry, I don't mean to. Ick. I'll just play it again. Chokes, I knew we had no better plays in our hand. Anyway. Next turn we play Mindbender. If we hit a land. If we don't hit a land, we can't hit something else we can cast. But if it's not, we just don't cast it, which is the worst. But if you just cast Mindbender, Get a 5/5. Chew 2 cards out of our opponent's hand. We're a little bit back in it. Just a little bit. Now, if the My Bender gets cancelled or countered in some way, I think I may have to call it. Our opponent's only got a single blue, so it doesn't seem overly likely. Though they are digging pretty deep. Yeah. Can't cast that through this. Can't cast this through that. Can't cast this. I guess attack. Trade this for that. We just don't trade and take 9. Okay, that seems unnecessary. I wouldn't have bothered if I were on opponent. What's your free spell? We're just gonna die in the air to these. God, he just animates this. Only way we can win is if opponent attacks anything, doesn't play any creatures, and then forgets to counter our Tooth and Nail. And then we could theoretically we draw a land, we Tooth and Nail for Wolfear, and that gives us enough damage. What do I want to cast? What was that? Ultimate price to kill that. Alright, we're done. We are out of here. End of game, ladies and gentlemen. We got annihilated. We won a free game off of a rough land draw from our opponent, but let's see if we can't redeem ourselves in the third and final round. Round 3 to try win back our dignity. Here we go. And, oh boy. Boy, oh boy. 5-lander's not going to cut it. That's fine. God, maybe our deck's just really bad. I need to land on top. No. Because that only does anything if you think you draw lands. So, no. Land. Oh boy. That's not a bad one, actually. Uh-oh. Gas. Nice. Harmonizing next turn, I believe. Uh-oh. We'll probably have to Song of the Dryads that Hypnotic Spectre soon. Please don't hit Song of the Dryads. On that note, actually. That's fine. Oh, that's scary. I guess I can win full primes it away. Why did he put that Overgrown 2-man on top? That was weird. I'm concerned. Oh, that negates persist, which is really annoying. So we're in pretty good shape here. While the Kalitas doesn't let us trigger our Woodfall Primus, our opponent's still coming up against a 6/6 trample, which is no joke. That's pretty bad. But we can still nasty to rasty and make a pretty formidable board state. Oh, we're taking big hits here. Oh boy. Taking really big hits here. Man. Ow. Oh, that's pretty good. What do I get back here? Harmonize or Mind Bender? Probably just the Mind Bender. I think. Yeah, I think it's just the Mind Bender. Oh man. That's annoying. Oh, we just die now, don't we? She attacks everything. We can't really block this. We can't block this. We just get 3. Yeah, we're dead. We can like double jumps. Like, man, Kalitas plus a bunch of removal is a pretty good answer to our strategy, isn't it? That was frustrating. And we may be looking at an 0-3 here, which is not ideal, but it happens, you know. It happens. Pardon me. I got a hiccup that was really bad. I would like to be on the play. Sure. Duh. It's a 5-lander, but if we hit some more heavy green stuff, we can do a pretty nice Genesis wave, I think, at some stage. So the hand has potential, and I think it's... I mean, we have to get a little bit lucky with this hand, but we also have to get lucky mulliganing to 6, and I think in a ramp deck where it's so easy to drudge the wrong half of your deck... he takes our Genesis wave. Crap. Okay, that's pretty good. You know, let's cast a 5 drop next turn that we have to draw. Like, if we draw a land next turn, we're just so far behind. Gas. Pretty good. Again, though, if we play that next turn and she gets Doombladed, that's really terrible. No Doomblade, here we go. Ugh, this command is so annoying. Damn it. Made tooth and nail. You go. Today has just been firmly not our day, and I'm starting to think our deck just kind of sucks. I thought it was like a mediocre ramp deck, but it's shaping up to just be terrible. Like, maybe I'm being results oriented, making up against some bad matchups, but this has not been a pleasant play experience, to say the least. Our opponent's stuck on lands. Our opponent's screwed and we're flooded now. Generally speaking, Screw beats Flood because he can draw just... He just has to draw lands, or we have to draw good spells. But if we draw Tooth and Nail, we just hope, presumably we just win. If we continue to draw lands, I don't think we do. This is the risk I took by keeping that heavy land hand, but Inquisition of Kozilek and having our first threat get Doombladed was not ideal either. Our opponent disconnects for a while, but they're back now. The Flood train continues. Our opponent's Screw train continues, but they're also out of targets now for that Death Red Shaman. They can just start beating us with the Relentless Dead. Like the worst possible draw. Your opponent's master, Dennis. Why don't you just give him a land? I mean, I feel like I have to do that. Damn it! Disaster. Ah! Go. Playing out lands gets draw Harmonize, then we can get something going maybe. But man, maybe that Song of Dragons was just a mistake. Can't just take 2 from that Relentless Dead. It will kill me. It's got Menace. Ow. Okay, here we go. Really? There were still so many lands in there. There were still 4 lands in there. Good lord. Ouch. Ouch. Oh, we just died. Okay, that's all she wrote. That might be one of the worst draft performances I've ever had. Thank you all for watching. I have been Dennis. This has been an abject disaster. And I hope you'll join me next week for a hopefully more successful Kaladesh draft.